Hello, my name is Mary Wah, and today I will be talking about DNA sequencing for my investigative presentation. DNA sequencing is a technology that is transforming modern medicine, and I will cover how DNA sequencing works, why it's needed, its history, regulation, costs, how it affects patients, and what the future holds. DNA sequencing is a process that helps scientists, doctors, read a person's genetic code. Our DNA is made up of 4 basic parts called adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. By learning the order of these parts, doctors can find changes in genes that may cause diseases. This information helps them choose treatments that work best for each person. Years ago, DNA sequencing took a long time and cost a lot of money, but today, it can be done quickly at a lower cost. It is now used to study cancer, find rare genetic disorders, and track infections like COVID-19. DNA sequencing is an important tool that helps improve healthcare and saves lives. The need for DNA sequencing. DNA sequencing is needed because it helps doctors find genetic diseases early and plan the best treatments. It can also reveal mutations in cancer or track infections for better public health responses. Sequencing also drives scientific research, helping us learn more about how genes work and improve healthcare. The picture I have included below is how you can use DNA sequencing. Historical development. The discovery of DNA structure in 1953 set the stage for sequencing technology. Sanger's method in 1977 was the first practical way to read DNA and was widely used for decades. Today, modern sequencing machines make it fast, accurate, and affordable to analyze entire genomes for research and healthcare. In 1953, Watson and Crick discovered DNA's double helix structure. In 1977, Frederick Sanger develops the first DNA sequencing method. Through 1980 to 1990, automated sequencing machines make reading DNA faster and more accurate. In 2003, Human Genome Project completed after 13 years and made $2.7 billion. Today, next-generation sequencing allows rapid, affordable whole genome analysis. How DNA sequencing works. DNA sequencing begins with collecting a sample, usually blood or saliva from the patient. The DNA is extracted, broken into smaller pieces, and labeled so the machine can read it. Computers then assemble the data to show the complete genetic sequence, which help doctors understand disease risks and choose the best treatments. Regulation and market overview. DNA sequencing is regulated by the FDA as a diagnostic tool, and laboratories must follow CLIA rules to ensure accuracy. Major companies in this field include Illumina, Thermo Fisher, Oxford Nanopore, and Pacific Biosciences. The global market for DNA sequencing is growing rapidly and is valued at over $7 billion. The picture I have included in this slide is Illumina 600. Cost and insurance coverage. The cost of DNA sequencing has dropped dramatically over the years, making it more accessible to patients. Insurance companies will typically pay for sequencing only when it is needed for diagnosis or treatment. Tests ordered for research purposes or for personal curiosity are usually paid out of pocket. Whole genome sequencing costs between $600 and $1,000. Whole genome, whole exome sequencing, cost between $300 and $600. And insurance usually covers sequencing if it is medically necessary, such as for rare diseases or cancer, and direct-to-consumer genetic tests are often not covered by insurance. Stakeholder perspectives. DNA sequencing affects many people in the healthcare system. Companies must invest heavily to make the technology available. Insurance companies consider the cost but recognize that sequencing can reduce other medical expenses. Doctors rely on sequencing to improve care, while patients receive more accurate diagnosis and treatment plans. Each group experiences benefits and challenges in using this technology. Producers invest in research development and sequencing technology. Payers, which is known as also insurance, balance the high cost of sequencing with potential long-term savings from targeted treatments. Providers, such as doctors and labs, use sequencing to make accurate diagnosis and choose the best treatments. And patients gain information about their genetic risks, potential treatment, and personalized healthcare option. Patient experience. From the patient's point of view, DNA sequencing is a simple process, but it can have a big impact. It helps them understand their genetic risks and find treatments that are best for them. Sometimes the results can be surprising or raise difficult questions. Overall, sequencing gives patients more control and knowledge about their health. Again, for sequencing, patients usually have to provide a blood or saliva sample for sequencing. Sequencing can reveal genetic risks, inherited conditions, or responses to certain medications. Results that are given to the patients from the doctors may include unexpected findings that can be emotionally challenging, but it also provides patients with personalized information to make informed healthcare decisions. Impact and future directions. DNA sequencing has changed the way we study and treat diseases. It not only helps doctors select the best treatments for patients, but also plays a role in tracking and controlling outbreaks. Advances in technology like portable sequencers and AI analysis are making sequencing faster and more accessible. In the future, sequencing will become an even more important tool for personalized and preventative medications and medicine. As I wrote in my bullet points, I wrote down how DNA sequencing drives precision medicine and the development of gene therapies. It helps track infectious diseases such as COVID-19 by analyzing viral DNA or RNA. New technology include portable sequencing devices and AI-based analysis. And future sequencing will allow real-time monitoring and more personalized healthcare. Summary. In conclusion, DNA sequencing has transformed modern medicine by allowing doctors and scientists to read the genetic code of individuals. It helps detect genetic diseases early, guide personalized treatments, and improve the understanding of conditions like cancer and rare disorders. The technology is faster, more affordable, and widely used today, with applications in healthcare, research, and public health. DNA sequencing benefits producers, providers, insurers, and patients, giving each group important tools and information. As technology continues to advance, DNA sequencing will play an even bigger role in preventing disease, developing therapies, and shaping the future of medicine. These are my references and my sources that I have used to research about DNA sequencing. Thank you for listening to my presentation.